Cropping Up Stockers.
Zach the Stock Cropper coming to you on Monday morning, July 6th, and we are doing a rain dance here at the plot because there is a thunderstorm complex sitting off to our north and west, and I'm really hoping that it makes it here to rejuvenate, I think as they say, our lands as we are getting dry. And so I wanted to give everyone a shot. So we are 3 weeks into this project now of having the mobile barn launched, I believe. I'm doing my math right. And so wanted to show you the wake of what things look like here this morning. So we have gotten, I think the last time we had rain, the barn was sitting about here. And that's really, I mean, we have some regrowth starting to occur underneath, but we really need to get a good inch of rain to get things to pop off and take here again. But we're about 2/3 of the way through our first strip. So again, these strips on this small plot that we set up are 311 feet long. So we should have about 30 to 31 days of pen movement through the strip before we are through the first round of pasture. So, and then we have 2 other strips next to that we will be rotating to. So as we come up and take a look at things here this morning, we'll open up the chick pen, and you can see that they're growing well. Some people are asking me about our feed system. It's real simple. It's just this swinging trough. Keep it elevated, that way we don't have to move anything. Some other folks have asked about our chicken waters. These have been working relatively well with the chicken nipples underneath. Need to raise these up, it looks like. But again, these hold about 3 gallons of water, which we just fill them up twice a day. And we should be good. So here's the other tractor. Again, when we get to the point of starting to scale this system up, hopefully next year, the vision is to, again, keep the chickens 3 days behind the system for fly control. But this will likely be one contiguous, 18, 19 foot unit that will have a hitch that's attached to the mobile barn. So the pigs are doing their thing. I think the pigs are my favorite part of the whole thing, seeing them outside doing what they do. They're doing some rooting, but nothing bad. The biggest place they're rooting is where we're going to change our water system over to a cup system to minimize them keeping the nipples on. Because if we didn't have that, I don't think we'd have any rooting at all. They like that wet dirt, and they get out there and they want to make a wallow in it. And but we just need to fix the leaky nipple, and all should be well. But the pigs are doing awesome. And the sheep are doing what they do, mowing stuff down. They're the peaceful part of the project. So you can see our oats that are kind of the dominant species in this annual pasture mix are just starting to turn. So we've got about 2 weeks left. I think about 2 weeks left in this paddock, maybe not quite, maybe 10 days. And so with the oats changed, and I talked about it last week, one of the things that we're going to do is we wanted to open this canopy back up. So last week I had one of my my good neighbor buddies, the Tom Ballvance, come over with his disc mower, and he opened the canopy up here. So we chopped the tops of the oats off, and the whole idea is that we wanted to open it up so that the species that were underneath could come up and find light, and hopefully if this rainfall comes here, they will get a big boost to do that here. But on these headlands here, we drilled the same pasture mix. For some reason, we have way more kale, or not kale, our forage rape out here on the pastures than we do out in the actual strips. I'm not sure why that was. Something settled out in the drill when we filled it, or what the deal was earlier. But anyway, yeah, we're hoping that by opening this up, we'll get more expression coming through. And we've also, if we can, catch there's a couple chances for rain this week. I've thought about coming out with my drill and just drilling into this, or top seeding with some sorghum Sudan grass to try to get a warm species flush to come here later on, so that we still got good forage quality all the way through the months of September and into October, when hopefully the animals will be finished out. So inside the corn canopy here, you can see that stuff is well above my head. It's actually at the top of it is the full reach of my arm length. I'm about 6'3", so it's pretty tall. I'm standing in the 0825 Pioneer right now, and stuff looks absolutely beautiful. Hardly anything for leaf disease. We got plenty of nitrogen on this plot. We're going to come back out and probably, especially if we get a rain, we're going to give some extra juice to the outside rows that we have with our 1185 at the high pop, and try to push feed that and get some more nitrogen in here as we get close to tasseling. So I've had quite a few questions from folks over the last week, 10 days about, what are the true economics of the system that you guys are putting forth? What does this thing really look like? And so that's we've been really busy trying to get everything fine-tuned and dialed in, but we're kind of getting to the point of the summer where things are really going well, and it's time to start addressing some of those issues. And so one of the things that we're going to work on this week is I've actually got a call scheduled with Practical Farmers of Iowa, which is a great group here in the state of Iowa that helps farmers that are looking at some of these alternative market routes, figure those things out. So I've got a phone call scheduled for later today that we're going to discuss some of this stuff, and maybe possibly partner with them to help us do some economic analysis on what this system truly looks like for return on investment. We think we've got a good story, but we've got a long ways to go in marketing this and communicating what we're doing and getting people to buy in. But we feel pretty good about it right now, and we just have to see how the numbers are going to shake out and what's going to be feasible. So more to the economic story as we go here through the summer, but we are definitely working on that. Last thing for today, just want to thank everybody for all the support and the follows and the likes and the retweets on the Twitters and the subscriptions on the YouTubes. It's really been a cool thing over the last month, heading out to Indiana, out to Jason Mock's, Constant Canopy. Made a lot of really good connections, but we're not done. We want to make more. We want more people to interact with our story and what we're doing. So asking for your help to push us up that cliff wall to get us more visibility for this project. So if you're able and willing, you like what we're doing here, give us a retweet, give us a share. Follow us on our social channels. We're on Facebook. We've got our Stock Cropper live cam. If you haven't seen that yet, if you get on Facebook and search The Stock Cropper for our business page. And my boy Juice turns the live stream cam on every night, usually between 5:30 and 6. Tries to give a little bit of a show and move that camera around the barn. So if you had a bad day and you just want to watch the animals do their thing, they're pretty entertaining, especially when they get rambunctious. It's pretty fun to watch. So tune into that. Make sure you're subscribing and liking us on YouTube. I'd really like to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube right now. We're somewhere between 200 to 300. And appreciate everyone that's subscribing. But if you haven't subscribed, there's a reason I want to get to that point, is that we would have the ability, once we hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, is to live stream 24 hours a day on YouTube. And that's one of the pieces around this story, is that we want to make it fully transparent and be able to show people what we're doing with these animals all the time. And so if you're liking what we're doing, get out, go down to the bottom of this video and hit subscribe if you haven't done that yet. That's what we're trying. We're not trying to monetize this thing. We're just trying to get to that point where we can get over that threshold where we can show folks on a wider basis outside of just Facebook what we're doing. So again, thank you so much for all of the support that we've received. Keep it up. We're having a lot of fun. We think we've got a fun story to tell, and we want as many people to come along for the ride as possible. So that's it for this week. We're going to keep trucking here, and as we have more things to share, we're going to bring them to you. Thanks for watching.